Hello and welcome to iRacing. Here we are at Imola. I'm having another go at IMSA. Just get through these corners safely and we'll crack on. So, yes, did the IMSA race a few days ago. Absolute madness. LMP2s getting punted off, rejoining at the back, fighting back to 10th place. Crazy race. And to be honest, I didn't really feel that we'd finished with this race. I thought we need to have another crack at this possibly. So I started practicing in the Audi. You can stay where you are, just a BMW behind, don't even think about it. I started practicing in the Audi and I was about 3 seconds a lap faster in the Audi than I was in the Merc. And the pace I was doing, oh goodbye, the pace I was doing in practice would have been enough to win the race that I was in by a good distance. So I wanted to go back and do this a couple of days ago. Then I had a problem with my wheel and pedals. The wheel has been disconnecting randomly at some points and it's been annoying, and I've managed to trace the problem to the brake pedal and the cable that attaches the pedals to the wheel. So I've attached the pedals to the PC via USB independently and that seems to have sorted that. But anyway, here we are, back at Imola. I'm in the Audi. I qualified without screwing up today, so I start in 9th. And my pace is decent, so you seem to be just pulling away slightly from the BMW behind. But yeah, the car feels really good here, the pace is good, so my plan is very, very simple, and that is just stay in touch with the car in front. Easy, oh, BMW's gone. Stay in touch with the car in front, just press, and see how high we can get. It sounds simple in theory. It shouldn't be that. Oh, is that Beauchamp again? He kept spinning off there in the other race that we did. Oh man, he just accelerated just a bit too quickly coming out of there. Yeah, it sounds simple in theory. It should actually be simple in practice because there are no LMP2s in this race. And I'm car number 2. I'm right at the top. Oh, he's gone. I'm right at the top of the bottom split. There's only 3 splits. This really isn't a popular race this week. It's strange because Imola was a really popular course, but they've changed the track limits, especially around this chicane, and it's put a lot of people off. It's really stupid, you know. They're just track limits. Just on your left. What's going to happen here? Hold your line. Oh, has he got to slow down because he's just ground to a halt basically. He's trying to burn off a slowdown. Thanks, dude. Your right side's clear. Oh, well, that's that overtaking the bin. Never mind. So let's just again try and keep in touch with Bot car number 1. I'm car number 2. So we are both the highest rated drivers here. This is a really low SOF. It's 1.2k, and we're in the sort of upper reaches with 1.7. So we're so unlucky not to make the split above. But anyway, we should be better than these drivers, and at the moment I'm certainly better than all the drivers behind me. That's for clear because we're gapping them already. So yes, we are here for 25, maybe 26 laps. Quite unusual to see a Porsche running near the front and a Ferrari in third, nicker. Usually it's BMWs and Mercs. I did this the other day in the Merc. Totally, I'm not really that. I mean, the Merc seems to be, as usual, the strategy iRacing employ is they release a new car, and then, especially like GT3 level, where there's other cars to race against, and they make it almost unbeatable. So everybody buys it, because if you haven't bought it, you're in races that's full of them, and you see other people winning easily, and you think, well, I need to buy that car. So you buy the car, and then for the second season they nerf it and it just becomes like all the others. So I don't expect the Mercedes to be as dominant next season. A bit more even. Maybe the Lamborghini will come back into it a bit more because that used to be quite dominant. Again, still a fairly new car, we've only had it about a year. The Porsche was dominant for the first. Blanco's pitting, is he? Was he involved in that crash perhaps on lap 1?
The leader's just
anyway.
143.73.
Yeah, so maybe it will settle down. And we're in 5th, good, so that's already moved up 4 places. But I mean, our pace is good. I mean, the guys in front of us, there they are. We can see them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So all the leaders are still on the screen. We're 1.3 seconds ahead of the guy behind, and we're just getting further and further away. So we're going to be now in the breakaway pack. We just need to stay smooth, consistent, and we should get some sort of result at the end of this. I mean, one of the keys to Imola is that corner there, that corner Raleigh. Coming in fast, getting the brakes on, turning in nice and early. Again, this is one of those tracks where the curbs give you a really good indicator of when you should be turning in. When the curb runs out, you don't need to be that wide on the track. So, with that coming to Raleigh, come in hot, get to the left quickly, and turn in. It looks like you're turning really early because of where the curb ends, but you're not really. So let's keep going. Gap is growing. We've got half a second on Giordani behind in the last lap. So this is all right. We just need to hang on the back of this Porsche. But I feel really confident this race. After I did the practice and I was 3 seconds quicker, I thought this was absolute madness. If I was this fast in the race, I would have won it by 45 seconds. And then just when I was ready to have another crack, when it was still early enough in the week that people weren't up to speed, I just had so many problems. Literally every lap, the wheel with the pedals, if I was pressing the brake pedal, the wheel would totally just freeze and the car would go flying off the track into a wall. Trying everything to fix it, but I've managed to troubleshoot it down to a cable, so we've changed that. A bit of a wiggle there, not a problem. And the last thing you want when you're having problems with your wheel is for a company like Moser to release a direct drive wheel and pedals and stuff under $600. That is absolutely the last thing you want. But I managed to sort it, so we're okay. We're still pulling that time to Giordano. Now the only danger we've got is that any of the cars at the back who didn't qualify, they sandbagging and doing the last to first. So if they've got really good pace, then we might have some issue from them. But as it stands, I don't think that is the case. And a couple of the really quick guys at the front have gone. So I came into this race thinking if I can qualify in the top 10, hopefully top 5, we've got a good chance of fighting for a win. Highest I've ever come in IMSA is 2nd. He's gone. That's good. Another place up. Is he about to be swallowed up by Giordano? Yes, good. 4th now then. Well, this is going better than expected. What are we on? Lap 6. And we've already made up 5 places. Just need to really, really keep the pressure on. Stay consistent. You're doing the right one. Car's gone off behind. Giordano's gone off behind. Useless. the thing is, the chicane there, people complaining again about track limits, and it's very simple. Just stop taking the piss. If you had to go wider to be faster before, now you don't. But what helps is on the replay screen, it shows you on the rules tab, it shows you where all the track limits are. And if you go to that corner, it shows you the racing route that you should be taking. It's basically, it shows you where to turn in, where you should be in the middle of the corner, and where you should be on exit. So if you can sort of get that line in your head, it can be a lot better. We've got really good speed on Bot here. Come on, are we going to be able to take him at some point? We had to go earlier. He was very slow coming out of the chicane. There's going to be places on the track he's not quite as good. We've got plenty of time. And two at the front neck and neck, two tenths apart. So they're going to be fighting, they're going to be slowing each other down, which might bring us into the mix. Because the second are a lot closer now than they were 2 laps ago. But this race is really promising. If I can just stay consistent and not screw it up, this race could be really, really promising. Got hot in here, look at where it turns on the left. When that red and white runs out, that's where you're turning in. It seems really miles ahead of the corner, but that's where you go. But here, you need to pull it, you need to essentially just go straight down the middle. But you can't use these brown and gold sausage curbs on the left. You can't put anything more than half a wheel on, otherwise it gives you an off track. And you've got really tight coming out the second part, because if you drift wide onto the red and white curbing any further than that, that's an off track. So a lot of people, it's just mad. Just adapt. He's gone wide there. And he's trying to push. He knows the guys ahead are fighting, and they've come down now to under 5 seconds. They were 5 seconds at the start of last lap. So in a few laps we should be right with them if they keep doing what they're doing. We've got 4 different manufacturers in the top 4 places, 5 in the top 5 places. No Lamborghinis in this race, I think. Seen a few McLarens as well lately, but that's weird. I've got to say, Brock is not. He's all right, but he's not as rapid as sort of his pace suggests. We just sort of try and show ourselves in his mirrors a bit, try and unsettle him. See if we can get any sort of mistake, take an opportunity. I feel just so confident about this race. Occasionally there'll be a track and car combo where suddenly it just clicks for me, and I just feel so confident I can really push the car. And I don't have the skill to do that with every car on every track, but Pedro Moore passed left. Moore was in the race of the day and he was being overtaken by everybody. Doing it again, he's at the back somewhere. So I'm braking a lot later for this corner. Look how close I can get. Goodness me. I've got to be a bit mindful there that he doesn't brake a little bit too much. But that corner, the last one, with that's a 1, that's a place we can really gain time on him. How are we doing now? 4, okay, it's only about half a second. They're still there, they're still fighting, they're still close, it's good for us.
Sector 3 times quick.
I've gone a little bit too deep there, but that's alright. Still on the back of the block. Blocked back. I just need him to either make a mistake and move, or get a move on and get up to the 2 guys in front. And the 2 guys in front, if there's any sort of error there, if there's any sort of contact, then they're both going to be stuffed. So we need to get as close to them as possible, so that as well as battling, if they see they've got a car right in their mirrors, just adds a bit of pressure. All it takes is a fraction of a second error. It's gone off there, it's 1x. We're okay at the moment.
seconds.
Not worried about
That's half fuel. You've used
gap he's
half
got
your
there
fuel.
because we know we can close it completely down at the bottom of this section of track. I should recalibrate my brake pedals as well. Now I'm using them directly as USB because they've got the game recognises them as a much greater range. So I've had to recalibrate my pedals with the it's gone off track again there. It's getting a bit sloppy. I had to recalibrate with the Thrustmaster software to make sure it's absolutely perfect. That took a little while. Mora's getting a bit of a pass. The thing about Mora, I mean, look at his text. The way he's set that up, he's very prepared to be overtaken. So he's quite happy to be at the back. He knows he's going to get overtaken a lot. He might be SR farming, I don't know, but ultimately he's looking out for vehicles in his rear view and he's telling them where to pass, and everything is being done safely, so he's not being collected. So okay, he's at the back and has been overtaken a bit, but it's all been done properly, so not a massive issue really. But anyway, we're still with Bock, and the gap to the guys in front, look at it now, it's coming right down. Whether they've had a tiny coming together, it's forced them both to come off the pace, but we're there now, so let's press on. A win is absolutely a possibility here. And it's not often that I can say that. It really is not often at all I can say that with GT3s like IMSA. When you look at things like the Ferrari Challenge, you can say that a win is in the offing because half the field are going to be much lower licences than these guys. All the guys ahead of me are B licence, but there's nobody here lower than a B, so they're not really going to make as many mistakes.
Okay, we're matching race pace. You've just done a 144.31.
Oh, deep. Come on. You lose a little bit of time there. Got box with them, so that's fine. Oh, and there's a back marker ahead. That's no fun. So good. Nice train of 4 cars now. How we? Oh, 6 seconds over the guy behind you. We don't have to worry about 5th now. Although Bean was near the front. Oh, he's had a go. Oh, he's blinking. Well, that's not good. Who's that? Nicker. Oh, we've got Knickerbocker. How often does that happen? So I'm behind Knickerbocker. Will I get glory? Oh, don't crash. God, didn't need that. But it's not a problem because Bock is with them. So they're going nowhere. They're not going to be pulling away from me in a hurry. I just need to close that gap. Might take 2 or 3 laps, but I need to close that gap, and we can do. Especially the last part of the circuit. The car just got a little bit loose coming out of Pirotella. That's okay, look, Bock is right on their tail. This is excellent. So even though we've lost, what now, 1.7 seconds now to Bock, even though that gap is there,
All right, Matt.
we are still very much in the mix for fighting for the win. Be interesting to see what happens with these back markers as well. That's it, boys. You keep fighting. You keep fighting. I'll just stay here, very quietly make my way back. I'll let Bock concentrate on the guys in front. He's going to start pushing hard for Nicker. He's going for it. No, not going to happen. That's it, you keep going, dudes. That's 3/10 you've lost. Well done. More of that, please. left-hand. Didn't off track. Kept traction, it's fine. To the left, turning. Up we go. Come on, boys. It's back to 1.7, but we'll close that at the bottom of the Vatson one. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Leader's gone. Oh, good. And he's facing completely the wrong direction. That's a real nightmare to get out of as well, that bit. Oh, fantastic. So now we're podium. Top 3. And these two in front are going to slow each other down. We've got some lap cars come up. Oh, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Cowpillar. Come on, Cowpillar, get in the way. The bound. Moore still telling people where to go. This is good, this is good, this is good. Okay, right mate, you get right out of the way. I need to get... No, you tit.
Car on your right, clear on the right.
Oh. Do it all again now.
Gap to block.
Do it all again, thanks LeBaum.
2.2 seconds.
We're saying 2.2 seconds.
Tosa. Looks like it's
Hopefully Cowpillar. He's in a Lambo. Hopefully Cowpillar's going to be a lot easier to get past. He's already hit it on lap 9. That's strange. What's slow car on the left? What's going on? He's on the right now. Okay. That's fine. He's reversing across the track. But he's been alright. Okay, he's held his brakes. That's good. Oh, the bound's really done us there. But we're still in the fight. We're still in the fight. It's only 2 seconds. And we've got... They've hit this back marker totally the wrong place. It's alright. Let's just crack on. Press, press, press.
okay, Matt. Half distance. We think about 7 minutes of fuel remaining.
No one at the front's pitting yet. I'm quite expecting that either Nick or Bocca, they're not going to pit together. They're going to pit separately. I can't see them going in on the same lap. They're going to try for any little advantage they can get.
Off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.39.
Okay, that was a good corner, and that's a good corner, so we're catching up. We need to catch up with Cowpillar. We'll get rid of Cowpillar basically, but we could do Cowpillar giving us a bit of a draft in some of the longer straights. Decent corner. Decent corner. More back markers up ahead. Don't want to get stuck behind Cowpillar. The worst possible bit at the bottom of the hill. You don't really realise it's such an uppy downy track. Go right with him now. What's he going to do? Is he going to stay? Is he going to let's buy? No, he's going to stay. That's okay. It's another slow car. Okay, he's getting out of the way. Nice one. And now we've got Ausland. Oh, and Cowpillar and Ausland are for position. I hope Ausland gets out of the way. So he doesn't really want to lose any time to the guy behind. What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Looks okay, looks okay. Oh, doesn't look okay. What are you doing, dudes? Ah, boxing. Box in the box. Okay. Not sure what Renault's just pushed the wrong text button. So now we're in second. Let's really get some good laps in. Again, strategy, stay out as long as possible, because as you can see there's a lot of back markers, a lot of them fighting for position. And so far they've been a bit iffy about getting out of the way in time. Oh, next one's Mura. And Mura will get out of the way, we know this. He's 18th. So he's fighting with the two guys behind us, but he does prepare well, so hopefully we'll be okay. Anyway, we've got a couple of laps cushion before we need to pit, so this is okay. Right back now, 1.7, right up to Nicker. This is good. This is closer than we've been in the last 5 laps. Is he going to pit this lap, or is he going to stay out? We're staying out. So at the moment we're right in the middle. Beans in third, 8.5 seconds back. 1.1 seconds now, this is really good. Staying out, okay. We've got over 2 laps on this tank, so we'll come in about 2 laps.
Looks like P3's gone off in Tamburello.
This is good, this is good. Now we just need to get the pit stops out, a bit wide there. We need to get the pit stops out of the way so we can see what the net positions are. Blimey, Nicker's only 1.1 iRacing. He's doing so well in this race, fair play. I mean, it's 1.8 SRF. What's he going to get? 108? Oh no, 103 he'll get if he wins this race. That's a very tidy return. Get over 100 iRating, that's superb.
Incident very anti-alto.
Is he going to be experienced enough? Okay, Mura's sending him left. That's fine. It's not exactly slowing up much, I think. He's just having a bit of hesitation. Mura's lifted, it's alright. Is Nicker going to pit now, or are we both going to pit on our last lap? He's going in. He's going in. That's good. So I take over the lead of the race. That's words you don't hear very often. Mura's going to let us past at some point, which is good. Okay, car coming out. The pits, who was that? Shoemaker. He's let it go. That's good.
Off the pace. Okay, Matt, we're running on fumes, mate. In this lap.
Oh, Mura's in the BMW as well. He was in a Ferrari. What have we got, Mura? Pass right. Okay, I will pass right. It's going to do a little lift. Perfect. Thank you, Pedro. That is absolutely superb back markering. Send him a little thanks. There we go. That's really good. God, why can't all back markers be like that? Right, let's crack on. Let us crack on. Let's get a decent inlet.
2 litres left.
Hopefully a fairly good pit stop. And we'll see how the cards fall once we come out of the pits. But look at this, everywhere around the light blue.
Very little fuel left. Hit this lap.
Come on, Audi.
In this lap.
Let's put a shift in. God, this has been such a fantastic race so far. This is easily one of the best races on iRacing I've ever had on it. Don't forget the pits, really. Right, here we go then. Let's get the pits right.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit.
I'm going to make sure we get everything right in the pits.
Pull you to the end.
Absolutely do not overshoot the box.
300 feet. 100 feet.
Perfect,
Okay,
absolutely
Matt,
perfect. Right, come on.
Left. That's 15 minutes.
Come on. What have we got coming? Panusia, no, he's coming into the pits. Blanco. Okay, we're going. Blanco. Hey. He's shown us already coming lap. That's right, he came in early, didn't he? So he's going to have to pit again. So we've got Nicker. There's Nicker. So we're Beam, 14 seconds to Beam behind. Wow. Huge gap to the guys behind us. So Nicker is now, what, 4 seconds? Blanco 5. But Blanco, he's pitted on lap 3. And that's not in the window. So he's going to have to pit again. So we're going to see... I mean, Blanco is fast, we know this, because he was at the start of the pack at the beginning of the race. But he had a problem, he had to come in. I think he might have had contact with the leader who went off early. But yeah, Blanco, he's got to come in again. So at the moment, we are still second. And it's just a question of, can we get up to Nicker? 3.6, we've lost about a second, I think, in the pits. Maybe, I mean, if he's gained a second, maybe a second and a half in the pits, he may have put in less fuel. So we'll have to think about that as the race gets near the end. How long have we got? 10 laps? Or thereabouts. Just keep cracking out solid, consistent laps and see how we get on. Come on. Go. 4 seconds to Nicker. Blanco's still out. Wondering Blanco's going to come in. Won't be long. Absolutely won't be long because he's running for fuel. Well, maybe 3 laps he'll have of this, tops, before he comes back in. But it's definitely not going to be there at the end of the race. So it's going to be me and Nicker. I don't know where Bock is, because Bean is behind us 13 seconds, giving to Lianov 16 seconds. He was in the Merc, the Lego Merc that spun. So I don't know where Bock is, because Bock was in front of us. Unless he's missed his pit box. Don't know, he might have got a speeding in the pit, who knows. But that's strange that Bock is not, you know, he's lost. He came into the pits about 2 seconds ahead of us, so he's lost 18 seconds somewhere. No, 22, 24 seconds somewhere, half a minute. Anyway, so it's me and Nicker for the win. Nicker's doing all right. Don't know how often he gets to lead a race, being a 1.1i rating. But he's doing a good job so far, fair play.
The leader, Blanco.
Ah, right, okay, so Blanco's gone in. So we won't see him again. Oh, there's Bock. Bock's in 6th, 25 seconds back. Goodness me, he's lost a lot of time. Just 27, nearly 28 seconds he's lost.
You're looking really good. Come on, keep me focused.
Wow.
Me too. The lap time was 1:44.69.
Beam and Kvintilianov, they are quite close. They might fight. And all we have to worry about now is more back markers and trying to close the gap to Nicker. So with 4 seconds, I'm trying to see if the gap comes down substantially. We've got 8 laps left, so with about 3 laps to go, is the pace going to drop substantially, which might indicate a fuel problem. As long as I can just keep him on my screen, we're okay. And as long as I don't screw it up, which is always a likelihood.
4.3 seconds. This is great. Come on.
Although, having said that, I can't remember the last time that I've just completely lost it and spun under my own steam with nobody around me. Okay, Blanco's coming back. Still sitting around 4 seconds.
You've just done a 144.61.
Oh no, that's laps remaining of fuel. So, what have we got? 4 laps. So if his pace drops off in the next 2 laps, we know there's an issue. We just have to keep doing our thing. I'm so glad that we've done this race though, because I knew that I could do better than if you know, we had some real bad luck as a result of bad driving from other drivers in the other race. Also, in my division. In the UK, I'm currently sitting 3rd for IMSA in GT3 drivers. So, and the guy behind me in 4th, he's only about 10 or 11 points behind. So he might overtake me in the table. This race is going to give me a very, very good championship points boost, which should hopefully keep me in 3rd. And maybe give me too much of a gap to be overtaken. And worldwide in my division, I'm in the top 40 out of about 1,600 drivers. So this has been a very good season for him. So I was looking at my results. I mean, let's assume nothing is going to go wrong now between now and the end of the race. This will be my 4th podium in 6 races.
Keep it up.
In 6 different weeks. I've done 8 in total. 1 was at Road America, and I crashed out because my wheel disconnected. It's the first time it happened, and it was in a race, which was annoying. But luckily, it was at T2, so I didn't take anybody out. I was on the outside. I just went straight on. And the other one was that I didn't podium. It was the last race, but every other race that we've done, oh good lad, thank you Mr. Hartley, every other race we've done, I'll give him a preemptive thanks. Every other, essentially apart from the race where my wheel disconnected and the race where I got punted off, every other IMSA race I've podiumed this year. It's been an absolutely phenomenal consistency. And this is going to be no different, so I've been so pleased with my IMSA campaign this season. It's been just the best thing. Could have done with some better tracks to get some more races in, but never mind. 4.5, so the gap is grown really a little bit, a few tenths. Maybe he's just flexing his muscles again, putting the hammer down. So we're going to be on 23, 24, so there's 3 laps left. If the pace comes down on this, if the gap closes on this lap by at least a couple of seconds, we know he's fuel saving. If he's not, then we're going to have to settle for second. So I don't think.
Sector 3 is 0.34 off the pace.
Next one is 14 seconds ahead. So I don't think, unless they do something wrong, we're going to be interfering with the back markers again. But what a fantastic race this has been. Hasn't been as mad as the last one, but hasn't needed to be, because we've been at the right end of the grid. We've been at the right end of the race. At the moment we're going to pick up 69 iRating for this, which is going to take us into quite the high 1800s.
That's 5 minutes to go. Come on, keep it together. We'll be on the podium.
Yeah, about 1860 or something. thereabouts, I think. That's good. So we're now almost back at the highest point of iRacing I've ever been. Week 13 next week, so probably won't be racing next week unless they release any new GT3 cars. Haven't heard about any new GT3 cars. They are releasing the Porsche Mission R electric GT car, which I'm absolutely not going to get at all. It's going to be its own fixed series for next season, but I just have no interest in that. I'd much rather they gave us a new updated Audi or a new updated McLaren or whatever. Pace hasn't dropped off at all. It's actually grown 5.5, 5.3. Right, so he's not fuel saving. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to be second here then, unless he gets caught up in something. We're going to have to settle for a second place, and that's fine. Start of the race was 9th. We wanted a good showing. Oh, that's not going to help. We wanted a good showing. We've had a good showing. This has been a really, really strong, confident drive, fast drive as well. We've been on leader's pace all the way through. Been a little bit unlucky with a couple of back markers, just not clearing quick enough. But apart from that, everything else has been superb. No white flag, 2 left. And Calpilla and Young are really fighting ahead. Just a few tenths apart. And if they actually, we've got to watch out, because if they get too close in touch, they're going to be right in front of us before we know it. And that actually might work to my advantage, so you never know. We might have some last minute drama.
There's an incident in Corsair. It looks like De Jong.
Slow car, Yong. So they have had a problem. So Yong's had an issue.
Incident in Bertella. Yellow flag, watch out.
Nick has got round him. Calpilla's gone. He's behind us. So we've got to get past Yong now. Yong and Ausland have arrived on the scene. Nick has got past them okay. He's up back 5 seconds. Are they fighting for position? No. Come on, what's happening? Look at the mirrors, guys. Look at the relatives. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What are you doing?
Watch your right
He's
side.
okay.
Clear on the right side.
What's he doing? Oh
Right
Jesus
side.
Christ, dudes!
Right side is clear.
It's not really what I wanted. So it's lost us nearly a second. Getting past those two. We're not going to get back to LeBown, who's done us over before. Okay, white flag. We're 6 seconds down, unless Nicker makes a mistake. This is now confirmed second place, which is going to equal my highest. Intelianov is 16 seconds back, still Beans slow car ahead. LeBown, what are you doing, LeBown? Yeah, equals our best ever IMSA finish, which was previously at the Nürburgring in a Lamborghini. That was a good race. Also didn't have any LMPs in it, and the voice chat I had on, and everybody was just really nice. fact, was that when IMSA was... Yes, it was GT3, GTE and LMP. So that's when we had the 3 series in IMSA. So I haven't had a second place in just GT3 LMP IMSA at all. So this is my first second place in the current format. What are we doing, LeBound? You going to get out of the way for me this time? It doesn't really matter. He's 6 seconds ahead in front, so you can just stay there. But I don't know what you're doing. I mean, it's the last corner of the last lap. The guy in front is 7 seconds ahead. Oh, Jesus. Unbelievable. That would have been a terrible end. What is he going to the pits? Oh well, there it is. So, 9th to 2nd. Brilliant. Loved every second of that. Thanks for watching then, and I'll see you for the next one.